What is up, guys? Welcome to the Computer Information Highway. This is your Java programming tutorial number 24. And if you remember last time, we started creating our phone book. And we got a basic layout, and what we were going to do is call a contact, save a contact, or find a number. So we got the menu laid out, and what we're going to do is I'm just going to set up the major functions that we're going to be using and probably call it a video from there. I want to break it up a little bit easier, or I want to break it up a little bit better so that these projects are easier to follow and there's not like too much that you can expect to do in any one video. But at the same time, I'm not trying to undermine you guys. I want you to be able to work at the rate that I am. So it's good to be able to try to go along with me if you can, but if you can't, it's alright. The videos are spaced out so that you guys can work one segment at a time and you don't have to frustrate too much over going through like an hour-long video. So in this, what we should be doing from here is we're going to be creating a new function. We're going to be calling this public static void call contact. Alright, and we want it to, so if we call the contact, we really just need to look up the phone number, or we really just need to look up the name. So we can just pass in our name through here. And that's just how we're going to be laying that one out for now. Now to take care of this case statement, what we're going to be doing is, let's see, we can say string name equals in dot next line, right? And then we can just call contact, and we'll use name, and that will be our variable that goes in there. And with this whole situation, you only need to do this on like next or next int or next char or next long or something like that, because in those situations it's not looking for the entire line. Only in the case of like next line will it go all the way up to the end of the line. So in this situation we don't need to do that. So we're going to call contact name, and for let's just say calling name. This is just because we'll test this out as we're going, and I want you to see that this is indeed working. So now that case 1 is set up, I think I can just run this for you guys. So what would you like to do? 1, 2, 3, etc. Call contact, save contact, or find number. Since call contact is what we just did, I'm just going to hit 1. Who would you like to call? Well, my name is Alex M. So it's just going to say calling Alex M. So that was pretty easy. So let's do our next. Let's do our next function. Let's call this one, since we're using save contact, it's good to have functions that are named something very similar to what you're trying to have the function do. So let's just call it save contact. We're going to need to take string name, and we're going to need to take a phone number. Now, some of you might think, or it might at first come to mind to think of integer to store this phone number, and I'll admit that I did at first. I was like, alright, cool, I'll just store this as an integer and whatever. But I took a closer look at how many digits there are in phone numbers and how it compares up to an integer. So an integer, at least an int32, which is just the basic integer that we're using, has 2.14, roughly 2.14 billion numbers, which is like 2,140,000,000, right? If you were to try to store a phone number in there. So if you were to say 1 2 2 2, or let's say if we were to do 1 1 1 2 2 2 3 4 5 6, and we put the commas in there, you would see how that could start causing an issue. Especially if you live in like an area code that begins with like an 8 or like a 3 or like a 4 or something. So that's why we're going to be using a long. A long offers a whole lot more numbers that we can be using from. So we're going to do a long number. It's just going to be their phone number, right? System out, print line, saving contact, name, number. Alright, and that's just going to print out name and number for us. So if we come down to case 2, so now we have what is the name of the person you would like to save. So we can do string name equals in dot next line. Right? What's going on here? Variable name is defined in method display menu. Up here? Really? That's causing the issue? Yep. That is interesting. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know that was the case. If that's the case, I don't want to overuse my resources, so I'm going to put this at the top, and I'm just going to redefine the variable name each time. There we go. Alright. So, all I did there is I put string here at the top, and we're just going to be using that string and giving it the values since that did that. I actually thought that that would break it off similar to a bracket, but I guess I was wrong. More you know. So that's the name, and then we can do the number. Long number equals in dot next long. Right, and that'll just put it as number, and then we can just call the function save contact, name and number. So that wasn't very difficult. And if we run this again, we're going to hit 2 this time. What is the name of the person? Say Alex M again. And what is the phone number of the person? 111 222 3456. And saving contact Alex M colon 112, etc. And the reason there was not a space in there is because I neglected to put a space right here. Alright, and then for the last function, public static void, let's see, we're going to call this find number, because we're just going to be finding a number. String name. Could not find name, right? Because we technically don't have anybody stored in our address book yet. It's just sort of empty. We don't have a file, we don't have anything to work with yet, so that's just why that has to be could not find. So we'll just go down here and we'll say yeah, find number, and then I didn't do that here. Alright, so I said it earlier about this in dot next line after using next int or next long. Right here. There we go. That'll fix that issue. Find number, and we'll just do in dot next line. And I did it this way right here so that I could show you that you can pass this in as an argument for find number. because this is going to be returning the string of the entire line. Alright, so I'm going to just test this from here. Oops, we did 3. Find number, Alex M. Could not find Alex M, just like we wanted it to do. And that is about all the time that we have for this video. As you can see, this is coming along very nicely. We have our nice menu set up now. We have some major functions that we're going to be working with in order to perform these different tasks that we want our phone book to be able to perform. So I will see you guys in the next video. If you haven't already done so, go ahead and subscribe, and we'll get back to you in our 24th, either the 24th or the 25th video. Either way, I'll see you guys next time.